We finally made it. 10 years later.
Like he doesn't care.
What's up, guys?
Hi guys. Welcome back to our channel. Today we have a special story time video.
We're in Vermont, guys. It was supposed to be a 4-hour drive, and it ended up being a
We left at 11
whole day.
11 in the morning, and we arrived at a nice and beautiful 10 p.m.
As you can tell, we
We're
are
drained.
physically, mentally drained. No, it's currently 2:21 a.m. And yeah, day one is basically over. Everybody's kind of went, showered in bed. Or you gotta go shower as
You're
well.
not gonna believe what the heck happened today.
We left.
Everything
car.
that could possibly happen that's like the wrong thing to happen happened.
We left. Well, first of all, we were late. We were supposed to leave at 9 in the morning. We ended up leaving at like 11. That happened. But it was okay. We packed everything in the car. It's a minivan, and we freaking get to like halfway. We're in Connecticut.
We're
by the way.
driving. We gotta use the bathroom.
Yeah, we were perfect fine. We made a pit stop and everything, and so we were up to Connecticut and like near Fairfield, and then just my mom's like, the car is breaking down, and I was sleeping.
Yeah, so he's in the car, he's sleeping, knocked out. I'm playing Candy Crush, you know, just living life. And out of nowhere, his mom is just like breaking down.
And I was sleeping, so I'm just like,
He just wakes up.
I'm like sleeping, so I just hear those words, and I like immediately look at the dashboard, and I just see like 3 red lights flashing. I thought it was a joke. I thought she was just trying to wake me up, but no,
Nope.
it was real. And I just see her pulling over on the highway. So we pull over on the highway, and so now we got all of this, everything, the clothes,
Like, it's a minivan.
everything.
It has the top tent.
The top
big
bags, you know, we put the bags on the top, and then in the back we put like coolers and
cooler
extra
food,
food
yeah.
and all that. So
We're 6 people in the car.
6 people in the car,
Yeah.
and we break down, and we're like, well, now what?
We're in the middle of nowhere.
In the middle of nowhere. We're in the middle of the highway.
So we're
So
outside.
car's broken down,
The
and we have
sun
no
is
clue.
beaming down at us. We're hot.
Yeah, no, we were stranded on the friggin' middle of the highway.
I called
Sun's beating down on us.
AAA.
And so it's me, her, my sister, my parents, and my grandma.
Mhm.
And so, well, we hopped the barricade because we were like, well, we need to be away from the road, obviously.
Yeah, so this is the car. This is the little
Barrier.
thing you had to cross here. So
Yeah, we
that,
crossed over
so
into
that
the
we
grass.
don't die.
Yeah. And what proceeded, that was like at 2 p.m.
Yeah.
What proceeded was the most hectic moments I've ever
We were
experienced.
to check his phone. I feel like it's gonna be like 20 calls from that time.
We called AAA to help pick up the car, and we were in Connecticut. We're heading to Vermont, and they're like, well, we can get a truck out to you, but they probably won't bring you to Vermont. They'll probably take it to like a local tow truck, and worst case scenario, they'll bring it up tomorrow morning. And mind you, we have all of the stuff on the car.
So we're 2 hours in and 3 hours from Vermont. So we're literally in the middle.
Yeah, we're like nearly in the middle. Have another half an hour and we'd be in the middle. And so we're like, well, what the hell do we do? We don't have a car. We have to take everything out. What the hell do we do? We're in the middle of the highway. And so the AAA is like, well, we can take care of the car, but you have to find alternative transportation.
Yeah, like
In the middle of the
what is
highway.
that?
What do you want me to do? Buy an Uber?
Like what Uber's gonna pick us up?
What Uber's gonna stop in the middle of the highway? And so it was the most hectic thing. Everybody calls going back and forth. People telling us that, hey, the tow truck's coming. Yeah, tow truck's coming. 75 minutes wait.
Then they
an
call
hour wait.
again and they're like, oh,
Hour
we don't know when it's
15.
coming.
Hour 30. Up to the point. And so they were like, well, have you figured out your transportation? And we're like, no. And so they're like, well, what you could do is you could call the police. We'll give you the number. And they could escort you off. Or something. They'll figure it out. And so we're like, well, I mean, we have no other choice. It was an Uber. Uber would be $400. and we all don't fit in the Uber.
Take us from there to Vermont.
Straight to Vermont, and we'd have to buy 2.
Yeah, because the max was 5 people, never 6.
No, it was 3. There were no big Ubers. No big Ubers doing that trip.
Like, they wouldn't do it.
So it would be 3 and 3. So that would be 2 Ubers. So that would be like $800, right? And we have no car. So aside from that, AAA charges for extra mileage. So that's another $400 because they were charging us another $400 because we went past our mileage, traveling mileage, and so that's another $400. And so then we were like, okay. And so then we get to this place, and so how are we gonna move around? So I started like looking up places, and I called Avis, and I looked for Enterprise.
Okay, Enterprise is closed. Today's a Sunday. So the worst day that anything of this could happen.
Everything's closed, and I get an Avis, and she's like, yeah, so it would be like $1,000 from now until Wednesday.
Okay, by the time that we were there, it was like already like what, like 3:30.
Yeah, like I said, and
they close at 4.
Yeah,
so even if we got it, like
the only open place was in Avis, which was closing at 4, and I'm talking to the representative at Avis at like 3:30, 3:20. She's like, well, you can get it now. And so my mom's like, well, if I get there and it's closed, then what? And then you're like, well, you don't get the car.
And they still charge you.
So they'll still charge me. So it's like, so what do we do? So we end up not getting an Uber. The police came. We didn't call them.
Yeah, we were talking about it. I don't know where we see
the state trooper showed up, and I'm like, oh brother, we're in trouble. And well,
that guy was an angel.
Yeah, he helped a lot.
He was so nice.
He helped a lot.
I can say that I wasn't in a police car and I wasn't in trouble.
Yeah, no, it was a complete disaster. We took out chairs and we started sitting on the grass, and it was a disaster. Someone was beating down on us. So the trooper came.
Yeah, he came.
Trooper came and he took 2 of us. He said I could take 2 of you.
No, like he came and then like 5 minutes later is when the
5 minutes later. 5 minutes later the tow truck arrived, and so then we kind of coordinated how we'd get out of the highway. So they could only fit two people in each vehicle. So it was like they took the car with the stuff on it.
And his mom and his dad.
My dad and my mom went because they couldn't take the car because the idea was we ended up figuring out, so we didn't have enough time to rent a car. Uber is way too expensive. So it turns out for Dad would have picked us up.
Another angel.
It's insane. It's insane.
He was working, and then he was like, okay, I need to go to the restaurant. I need to leave everything that we have in the car so that he can come and pick all of us up. So by the time that he would get here, it was like 2 hours.
We were in Connecticut. We were in the middle of Connecticut, nearing Massachusetts.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's an easy ride. It's not like saying from Queens to Long Island. It's a hefty ride. And he was like, I'll pick you guys up. And we're like, wow, this is insane.
So we had to figure out the in-between time.
Yeah, so we were stuck on the highway. And so it was like either we take 2 people, go with the tow truck who has the car, and he's going to leave it at a freaking parking lot. Because the tow truck does not fit in the rest stop, and the priority was getting my grandma off of the highway because like she might use the bathroom, she might need the bathroom, she might be thirsty, etc. And so the rest stop had everything, so we had to get her off immediately. So the police was like, okay, we'll take her, and we'll take her.
I ended up going with her.
So she ended up going to the rest stop, which had seats, AC,
the bathroom,
everything.
Yeah.
Whereas the rest of us, the 4 of us, we ended up going to the commuter parking lot where we had enough space to get the car off the tow truck, get the stuff off the car, and wait for her dad. So we waited in the commuter parking lot
for like 3 hours.
Yeah, they were like, well, it was like 3 hours, 4 hours, because this all happened at like.
Yeah, when I called him to pick us up, he was just leaving work, and like from where we live to his work is like an hour. So by the time he gets there, by the time he gets everything out of the car, that was like an hour and a half, and then like 2 hour drive to where we are.
It was like about 3 since when they had left. It would have been like it was around 4 hours that they were at this rest area.
Yeah.
And for us, so they took. Tow truck took my parents, police took them too, and so now it was just my sister and
him and his sister. Guys, just
imagine
this, on the highway, you're driving and you just see like a guy and a girl just standing there. The police got there.
The tow truck said he'd make a trip around. The problem was there was so much traffic.
Oh yeah.
And so the tow truck had to get back on the highway to come back. And the thing is, when you're on the route, those exits are like miles apart. So
like where
traffic
the
one
car
way,
was,
and you have to
it was
turn
only
around.
like a 2-minute drive to the rest area.
Yeah, no, the rest area was like a 2-minute drive.
But then coming back, that was
the rest area was a 2-minute drive, and the commuter parking lot was like another 2-minute drive. Actually, no, the commuter parking lot was 2 minutes, and the rest area was like 3.
Yeah, it was a stop difference.
But it's just the freaking exits are so far away, and the traffic coming from over there to where we were was so long. You had to come back around and then enter again into the route 15 to more traffic again. So turns out people were calling the police.
Yeah,
because the police came back.
And he told you guys what it was like 9 calls.
I can't leave you guys here. It's gonna have to get you off. Tow truck will, I guess, will come and see that you guys aren't here. But yeah, the police told us that there were like 20 calls. Talking about just people stranded.
There's 2 people walking the highway, which I think is illegal. You can't even walk on a highway, right?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
No, at least it was him. Imagine like a different police person just comes and he's like, you guys are arrested or something.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That would have been another problem.
It was a nice guy.
Yeah,
he was very helpful. He helped out a lot.
Yeah, when he like took us, he was like, do you have money? Like, are you good? Like, are you guys fine? Like, he was very nice.
But yeah, police came, took us to the commuter parking lot with the rest of them. But the problem was the tow truck took the car as well. So the tow truck went into traffic and everything and went to pick us up with the car. He did not take the car off of the tow truck. So my parents were just in the parking lot like, now what?
Today was a mess.
So we arrived to the parking lot and so now all 4 of us are like, so now what? Waiting for the car to come back. Luckily, car came back. He arrived. And I was like, don't worry, we're here. Yeah, then we unloaded everything from that car and he took it to a local shop in Connecticut. And her dad arrived like 2 hours later.
Yeah, he arrived around like 7-ish.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy.
Yeah, today was a crazy day.
So right now, we are without a car.
Their car is all the way in Connecticut.
Our car is in Connecticut. We are in the middle of nowhere in Vermont. We're drained mentally and physically. Ideally, what we're going to do is on Wednesday, we're going to rent a car and we're going to go back to Connecticut and hopefully they figured out the issue with the car and we hope and pray and we take the car back home. Worst case scenario, we just leave the car in Connecticut and bye-bye.
It's crazy.
Never coming back.
That car said, I am tired of driving for you guys.
We don't know
I need to
it was.
retire.
We don't know what it was.
Yeah, it was literally like out of nowhere.
We just wouldn't accelerate, and the car wouldn't have made it.
Yeah, we were going up a hill, and the car was like.
The car wouldn't have made it because then when we were in her dad's car, we saw the uphills that we had to take.
Yeah, like it was like.
Those were heavy inclines. The car wouldn't have done it. I know for a fact the car would not have done those inclines that were coming up.
Cause they have like an older car too, and plus the weight, like, yeah.
The car wasn't gonna do it, and so right now, no car. But we have the calming sounds of the river.
Yeah. Tomorrow, we'll show you guys the tour of the house.
Yeah, because right now.
And when I say tomorrow, it's probably like a week for you guys.
That's true. Because right now.
Today was hectic.
Yeah. And then we arrived. We arrived here around 10 p.m. 12:15, and then getting everything out of the car, cooking something to eat. We went back to this. I went with her dad to the store to get anything we were missing, eggs and stuff. So we're set for breakfast. We're set in terms of food because now we don't have a car. Her dad's leaving in the morning, so now we won't have a car. But luckily, I guess I was the one that pushed for bringing just food. Just bring food. Just bring frozen food because that's what we went to the Poconos. Her parents cooked us food, and so by the time we got to the Poconos,
literally each home with us, like, with my family, they're always gonna bring food. They're gonna bring a platter, like a food platter, a finger food platter.
So it's already cooked. So by the
Yeah.
time we get there, it's already like lukewarm. It's
We just
cooled
gotta
off
warm it up.
to put it back to either put it in the fridge or you heat it up. So I was like, do that. Just cook a bunch of chicken breasts, cook a bunch of pork chops, and then let them cool off. We'll put them in a freezer, in a cooler, and we'll take them up here. And now all we just gotta do is heat them up.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
Who wants to cook on a vacation?
that's our
you know?
saving grace right now, because we ideally wanted to go out to eat like at a restaurant right now, or in general, we wanted to go out to eat one day. But the way this is looking,
We gotta walk everywhere.
yeah, there's no escaping now.
No, oh my god, when we got here, none of us had signal.
Yeah, we had to wait.
And it's
We
an
had no
Airbnb, so
idea
we
how to
had
get
like-
here.
Yeah. we're
We
like, oh
went to
my
like two
God.
different houses before we got to the right house.
Yeah.
So I wonder what
Like
the
there's a
people were
river
thinking.
right here. Like you drive
You
a little
don't
bit
see
too
the river.
fast.
You don't see the river. We just, my grandma was in the car, and we like pulled up to the house. Tomorrow you'll see it because we'll take a video when the sun out. And he was driving like, I mean, his speed was okay. But we were like, oh yeah, and so there's a river, and so like he's like driving, and he just sees that like the rocks start going down, and he's like, oh the river, and my grandma's like, watch out.
Have you seen? I think what is it? Simpson? No, it's it's Family Guy, where like Peter's in the car and like they're in the fridge and they're about to fall, and then like Lewis is like, "Don't keep driving." He's
Oh,
like,
yeah,
why
yeah,
would
yeah.
I keep driving? No, I'll just keep going forward.
But yeah, it sounds
But
nice.
yeah.
It sounds amazing. But yeah, that was
Tomorrow will be
today.
a brand new day.
So now we're in Vermont. No car.
No
We leave on
car.
Wednesday. Tomorrow, call the mechanic.
Figure out what's going on, and then hopefully good news.
See you guys.
Hope you guys enjoyed our first ever story time. I heard this makes us famous, so hopefully it does.
Yep. See ya.
Bye, like, comment, share, subscribe.